Hello guys, and welcome to today's video where I just kind of want to ramble about the recent situation with the community getting extremely mad about the idea of Wickery Cliffs not coming back this year. Now, I want to make it extremely clear that I don't have any ill intentions with this video. I'm not trying to make people feel dumb or stupid or make it seem that I'm on some moral high horse, which are comments I've received in the past when I've made videos on the community's behaviour. So if you do end up feeling called out at any point in this video, just know I'm not like trying to make you feel bad or dumb with this. And in fact, I just hope that realising these things may help you kind of cope better if, say, Wickery Cliffs doesn't end up coming back, or Snow Globe Summit, or any of the other updates that we're used to having, like, be recycled. Because these seasonal realms, they will go at some point. So yeah, I'm hoping that making this video will just help people and won't make people mad, but it probably will. So, just getting into it, Wickery Cliffs was not confirmed cancelled. It was just the same as every other time where the developers are asked a question and they go, maybe not, we can't really say. That's what happened, and for some reason the community were like, oh my god, Wickery Cliffs is cancelled this year, which didn't actually happen. So yeah, the developers never actually said it was 100% cancelled. They just did what they always did and was like, maybe not, and I don't know why, but this time the community did just, like, go off the rails with thinking it was, like, they confirmed something. I really don't know, but that's what happened. It wasn't confirmed. But there's still a chance that it might not come this year, so that's why I'm making this video. So, now with them two things covered, let's do a bit of dissection, shall we? So, it's not out of the ordinary for the community to get mad about things. They tend to get mad when Royale High does update, when it doesn't update, if a developer breathes. That's just how it is, how it always has been. But this time with Wickery Cliffs, people were straight up threatening Barbie if she did not add Wickery Cliffs. There were petitions. It just became the main topic, even though it wasn't 100% confirmed. So to make it clear, Wickery Cliffs could come this year, it could not come this year. It wasn't made clear if it was or wasn't, and to be honest, the devs probably won't tell us. We'll just have to see when the Halloween update actually comes out. That's how it always has been. The developers never give us a straight answer. Never have. It's always just see what comes out with the update. Now, there's 3 genuine reasons why people got so upset about this. And there is a 4th, but I'll elaborate on that after I've said the 3 first reasons. And let's get into the first that I've seen. So, of course, Vianci was streaming, working on the Halloween update. Earlier this month, we saw Vianci work on some Halloween dorm furniture, work on the Rainy Day musical chairs themes, and also decorate the front office. And it's more or less the front office that has a lot of people wanting Wickery Cliffs. So for anyone who wasn't aware or just haven't seen that stream footage, I did do a video like deep diving into all of the stuff shown. But the front office, it was basically the same colours except for having a purple banner across the front like office bit and having some spider webs. Basically, it was like a real-life school decorating for an event. You know, they're not painting the walls or anything, they just hang up some decorations. That was basically what the front office was. It was still bright pink, and it just had some, like, bats and Halloween decorations up. And a lot of people were like, well, I don't want a bright pink stool on Halloween, you know? I want the authentic Royale High Royale-Halloween experience, you know? Which is understandable. I don't really want a bright pink campus for Royale Halloween either, but there's one thing to say, and it's that, well, that's not the finished version. Considering Vianci hasn't actually streamed any more Halloween development for a couple of weeks now, since working on the front office, who's to say that they aren't not going to paint the school, right? I have a good feeling that after making some of the dorm furniture, after working on the musical chairs retheme and working a bit on the front office, that Barbie was like, okay Vianci, let's surprise them with the rest of it. Like, you've shown them enough now, let's keep the rest of the Halloween update a surprise. So just because we're not seeing any more streams from Vianci doesn't mean that they're not working on the Halloween update. There is a good chance that they are going ham on it, that they've like painted the entire school, that they've changed the skybox to something more creepy. You know, maybe they've changed all the butterflies to bats, you know, put a witch hat on the fountain girl. They could have done all of that, but they're just not telling us because they want to surprise us with that. We all know that Barbie loves keeping the future updates a big surprise to us, so, like, I'm not surprised that the live streams from Vianci have stopped, but I don't think that doesn't mean that the Halloween update is, like, not being worked on. I just think that the rest of the Halloween update development is being kept a secret, so it's more of a surprise to us. So yeah, if Wickery Cliffs doesn't come back this year and we do just have the main campus decorated, there is still a chance that it won't just be bright pink, we don't know. And that brings me on to my second reason, which is people just don't have high expectations for what the developers could give us, which is completely understandable. We've had nothing but recycled updates for the past few years, even when people have been like basically begging for new gameplay. It's completely understandable that people just don't have high expectations or just don't think the developers will give us a good enough Halloween update within the Campus 3, and so recycling Wickery Cliffs for a third year just seems like the better option to people who just don't have high expectations for what they could do. Now, I will remind you guys, because this is something that constantly happens, is that last year, when Wickery Cliffs was recycled and came back for a second year, many people complained about the gameplay being boring and repetitive. There were a lot of people who couldn't play the Ghost minigame because it was just too laggy or didn't work quite right on mobile. And so there were a lot of people who were complaining that farming for the candy items was just too boring. People complained about Wickery Cliffs. People complained about the repetitive, boring gameplay in Wickery Cliffs, and wished for a new Halloween update. And that's what we're getting this year. Now, onto my third reason, which again sort of bounces off of the last reason, is that newer players, you know, this might actually be the first time that they're experiencing a seasonal realm be retired. Wickery Cliffs has been used for the last 2 years, and for anyone who's joined Royale High within the past 2 years, Wickery Cliffs will be the Royale High Halloween update to them. They don't know anything else other than Wickery Cliffs. And so suddenly being faced with the idea that, you know, Royale High Halloween won't be Wickery Cliffs, of course they're going to feel negative about that. And again, the same thing can be said about Snow Globe Summit, aka Christmas Town, the Egg Hunt game, Divinia Park for Valentine's Day as well. Even the New Year's, what was it called? The City for the New Year's event. People got really mad that that didn't return last time, and we just had the apartments. So yeah, I can imagine for a lot of people who joined Royale High within the past 2 years, or maybe just caught the tail end of Autumn Town in 2020, this might be the first time that they're witnessing a major seasonal realm get buried. Now for me and many other older players, you know, we've seen the death of 2 autumn towns, Halloween Earth, Halloween Campus, on top of every other seasonal event that's now buried like 15 foot under. You know, it's just another Tuesday for us. But for newer players, it's gonna be like the Royal High developers are removing Royale, and that is totally understandable. I mean, hey, I was pretty sad when they removed Divinia, and so I can understand. So yeah, those are the 3 reasons why I feel a lot of people have been very sad about the idea of Wickery Cliffs being retired, if it does get retired, that is. So reason 1, aesthetics, basically. A lot of people are worried that if it is just Campus 3, that we're gonna be stuck in a pastel pink school. Again, very understandable, but can I just say, the theming in Rainy Day Classroom looks amazing, and so I don't feel like it's something to worry about. Like, they quite literally have the same person who built Wickery Cliffs working on redecorating the school. I don't think there's anything to worry about. Reason 2, people just don't have high expectations for the developers to make a new update that is engaging enough after years of having recycled updates, and so they'd rather take the safer route with having a recycled update because they fear that the new update could be much worse. Which, honestly, understandable why you could feel like that, but I just don't think it's fair to completely write off the efforts that they're going through currently, because after all, we only saw snippets on Vianci's live streams, and those have stopped now, so I think it's a very good chance that Barbie just allowed Vianci to work on some small things for us, and then they're doing all the big things behind the scenes so that it's a huge surprise for us. And then the third reason is this being the first time that some players are witnessing a seasonal realm be retired, which again, very understandable, because if you've only been here for Wickery Cliffs, then Wickery Cliffs is what you know Royale to be, and so the idea of it not existing anymore and there being something else, it's kind of like, wow, you know? Now, the secret 4th reason. Now, this is the one that people are probably going to get mad at me the most, because people absolutely hate it when you even imply this. Bandwagoning, okay? I know, I'm prepared for the comments, but it is simply the truth in this community. There's a lot of kids in this community who will just follow with the crowd, because if they see a ton of people all saying the same thing, or if they see a very popular person saying something and everyone else agreeing and validating that person, then of course they're gonna think like that is how you should think, and that is the opinion you're supposed to have on that. Because the truth is, the things that the community get extremely mad about really aren't that big of a deal, or things just get really blown out of proportion, and then a lot of like rumours start happening and everyone's just getting really mad about something that really isn't that big. It often stems from someone saying something and then everyone else thinking, oh, you know, well, if that person feels that way about that and there's a lot of people agreeing with them and like validating them, then I should probably have that opinion too. Or perhaps if you don't feel that strongly about something but then see everyone else supposedly feeling really strong about something, then you feel the kind of natural need to also feel like you should feel strongly about that thing, because if so many other people are feeling that way, then surely that's the right way to feel I forgot to mention that sometimes people do just make videos copying other people's opinions if they see the original person getting a lot of views and stuff for it, because you can't deny that there is a lot of people in this community who will do anything to become a Royale High influencer or to just have a platform in general. Like, some people will just go to extreme lengths or just copy what they see as popular. That is another thing that happens too. That's why fake or twisted news is so prominent in this community, because any sort of news that causes outrage is also gonna give you views and likes and stuff, and some people just don't care how they get the attention, just as long as they get it. And this reason does just happen a lot in the Royale High community, and that is mainly down to the community mostly being kids. And that is the reason why people hate when you even mention this. But it is just fact, because kids' brains are growing and developing, and it does take a while to be able to form your own opinions. And so what happens a lot with kids is they mimic the opinions that their peers have. And of course, in this community, kids will be mimicking the opinions of the content creators, popular TikTokers, and even YouTubers as well. There were even YouTubers blowing the whole Wickery Cliffs cancelled thing out of proportion as well. And yeah, those are the 4 reasons essentially. And I will admit, I am guilty of quite a few of these reasons in the past, especially in like 2020 when I was very active in the Royale High Twitter community. I will say I was very guilty of just following the popular opinion that was happening at the time, or just getting way too caught up in nostalgia and stuff like that. So again, I'm not making this video on malice or anything like that, and I just hope this video will help some of you maybe understand why you perhaps get so mad about things in Royale High and the Royale High community. It is very easy to get sucked up in social media and get frustrated about things that, quite frankly, aren't that big of a deal, or just get blindsided by things. Again, the Halloween update isn't even out yet. Nothing was confirmed or denied, and we still have a couple more weeks to go before we even see this update. So for people to get this mad about it, I just hope it doesn't happen with, say, Snow Globe Summit or any future update. And when you start to look more into why you're feeling so negative about certain things and where it's stemming from, you will begin to feel less frustrated and overall just less negative. I've been feeling so much more happier and positive about Royale High since distancing myself from the Twitter community and mostly just sticking to small Royale High Discord servers where there's less toxicity and drama, and I've just been enjoying myself a lot more in this game and community. And on a similar note, as someone who loves and has a lot of nostalgia for Royale High through 2017 to 2019, it is perfectly fine to miss, say, older things in Royale High that got retired. I know I mentioned earlier in the video that I did miss when Divinio got removed from the game. Like, it's perfectly fine to feel sad about things being removed permanently from the game, but the best thing you can do is just appreciate that you got to experience it and make memories in that update, and open yourself up to experiencing the new stuff that Royale High brings, because sometimes getting too blinded by the nostalgia can actually just make you feel worse. So if you're truly feeling that bad about Royale High changing into something new, then you either need to change your perspective or perhaps consider that maybe you've just grown out of the game. Anyway, I hope this video will be perceived in the way that I hope it will be, and I won't just get a bunch of mean comments. Trust me, I'm not making this video to put myself on some moral pedestal or anything like that. I just hope it will help some of you guys out who are currently just feeling really bad about the game and the community, and are sort of just needing a new like shift of perspective on everything. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye!